Today we're going to go over culture and values that you can use at work, home, and other relationships. Why have values? Our values should give guidelines on how to behave and must be actionable. They help us describe the type of behavior that we expect from the people we hire and have relationships with. They help us to know how to behave in an organization and relationships and what to expect from others. Values are a framework for distributed decision making. They allow you to determine what to do without asking others. Our values help us prevent these dysfunctions. When dealing with teamwork, helping others is a priority. You can rely on others for help and advice. In fact, you're expected to do so. Kindness. We value caring for others. Demonstrating we care for people provides an effective framework for challenging directly and delivering feedback. Share. There are aspects of our culture. Be willing to invest in people and engage in open dialogue. Negative is one-to-one. Give negative feedback in the smallest setting possible. In person is preferable. Say thanks. Recognize the people that help you publicly. Say thanks in front of people. Give feedback effectively. When providing feedback, always make it about the work itself. Focus on the business impact and not the person. No blame or fault, just an opportunity to improve. Get to know each other. Because of text-based communication, encourage people to get to know each other on a personal level. Don't pull rank. If you have to remind someone of the position you have in the company, you're doing something wrong. Assume positive intent. Respect others' expertise and give them grace in the face of what you might perceive as mistakes. Address behavior, but don't label people. People don't want to be called jerks or other such names. Avoid these classifications. Say sorry. If you made a mistake, apologize. Saying sorry is not a sign of weakness, but one of strength. No ego. Don't defend a point to win an argument or double down on a mistake. Leave your ego at the door. See others succeed. Success of others is needed for you to be successful. People are not their work. Always make suggestions about examples of work, not the person. Do it yourself. No need to brainstorm, wait for consensus, or do with two what you can do yourself. Blameless problem solving. We hold blameless root cause analysis and retrospectives for stakeholders to speak up without fear of punishment or retribution. We do what we promise to each other, customers, users, and investors. We care about what we achieve. You don't have to defend how you spend your day. We trust team members to do the right thing instead of having rigid rules. If you're working too long hours, talk to your manager to discuss solutions. We give people agency to focus on what they think is most beneficial. If a meeting doesn't seem to be interesting and their active participation is not critical to the outcome of the meeting, they can always opt out or decline. Agree in writing on measurable goals. You don't always get results, and this will result in criticism from yourself and or your others. We believe our talents can be developed through hard work, good strategies, and input from others. We try to hire based on their trajectory, not their pedigree. Do what's best for the organization as a whole. Don't optimize for the goals of your team when it negatively impacts the goals of other teams, our users, and/or the company. Tenacity is the ability to display commitment to what you believe in. You keep picking yourself up, dusting yourself off, and quickly going again, having learned a little more. We expect team members to complete tasks that they are assigned. Having a task means you're responsible for anticipating and solving problems. As an owner, you are responsible for overcoming challenges, not suppliers or other team members. Try to get the results as fast as possible so the compounding of results can begin and we can focus on the next improvement. While we iterate with small changes, we strive for large, ambitious results. We keep our focus on action and don't fall in the trap of analysis paralysis or sticking to a slow, quiet path without risk. Decisions should be thoughtful, but delivering fast results requiring the fearless acceptance of occasionally making mistakes. The ability to accept that there are things that we don't know about and work we're trying to do, and that's the best way to drive out the uncertainty is accepting it and moving forward. Wrong solutions can be fixed, but non-existent ones aren't acceptable at all. We care about working on the right things, not doing more than needed, and not duplicating work. This enables us to achieve more progress, which makes our work more fulfilling. Use the simplest and most boring solution for a problem. The speed of innovation for organization and product is constrained by the total complexity we have added so far. So every little reduction in complexity helps. Don't pick an interesting technology just to make your work more fun. Making a process efficient for one person or a small group may not be the efficient outcome for the whole organization. As an example, it may be best to choose a process making things slightly less efficient for you while making things massively efficient for the rest of the staff. Consider the time investment you're asking others to make with meetings and permission process. Try to avoid meetings, and if one is necessary, try to make attendance optional for as many people as possible. Every dollar we spend will have to be earned back. Be as frugal with company money as you are with your own. Amazon states it best: accomplish more with less. Constraints breed resourcefulness, self-sufficiency, and invention. There are no extra points for growing headcount, budget size, or fixed expense. You should have clear objectives and the freedom to work on them as you see fit. Give short answers to verbal questions so the other party has the opportunity to ask more and move on. Keep one-to-many written communications short. We want team members to manage themselves and don't need daily check-ins to achieve their goals. When possible, we give the people the responsibility to make a decision and hold them accountable for that instead of imposing rules in the approval process. Not every problem should lead to a new process to prevent them. Additional processes make all actions more inefficient. A mistake only affects one. Diversity and inclusion are fundamental to the success of the company. We don't hire based on culture or select candidates because we'd like to have a drink with them. We hire and reward employees based on our shared values. We want a values fit, not a culture fit. We want cultural diversity. Unexpected and unconventional things make life more interesting. Celebrate and encourage quirky gifts, habits, behavior, and points of view. Everyone has a right to feel safe when working. We do not tolerate abuse, harassment, exclusion, discrimination, or retaliation of any community members, including our employees. We recognize that unconscious bias is something that affects everyone and that the effect it has on us as humans and our company is large. We are responsible for understanding our implicit biases and helping others understand theirs. Rather than focusing on building diversity as a collection of activities, data, and metrics, we're choosing to build and institutionalize a culture that is inclusive and supports all employees equally. Use inclusive language so that all feel involved. We have employees from many different backgrounds and cultures. That means that it is important for each of us to use great judgment in being respectful and inclusive of our teammates. Long-lasting relations come from before work. Be open about as many things as possible. By making information public, we can reduce the threshold to contribution and make collaboration easier. If something is not public, there should be a reference in the handbook that states a confidential decision unless legal feels it carries undue risk. Any past decisions and guidelines are open to questioning as long as you act in accordance with them until they are changed. Everything can be questioned, but as long as the decision is in place, we expect people to commit to executing it. When you want to reopen the conversation on something, show that your argument is informed by previous conversations. By having most company communications and work be internet public, we have one single source of truth. We accept we occasionally make mistakes in the direction of transparency. In other words, we accept it if we are publicizing information that should have been remained confidential. Transparent changes have the reasons for change laid out clearly along with the change itself. This leads to fewer questions later on because people already have some understanding. Enable everybody involved to come to the same conclusion as you. Do your best to make the line of thinking transparent to others, even if they may disagree. Increase accountability when making decisions and difficult choices. We do the smallest thing possible and get it out as quickly as possible. Don't wait. When you have something of value like a small fix, implement it straight away. Right now everything is fresh in your head and you have the motivation, inspiration, and it is perishable. Short iterations reduce our cycle time. Small iterations make it easier to work in a wider community. Their work looks more like our work and our work is quicker to give feedback to. Always look to make the quickest change possible to improve the outcome. If you think it's better than what it is, then do it. If you need to decide something as a team, make a concrete proposal instead of calling a meeting to get everyone's input. Having a proposal will be a much more effective use of everyone's time. We rarely put a draft on any content or proposals, but everything is always in draft and subject to change. We should always optimize for the long term. This means that users will be inconvenienced in the short term, but current and future users will enjoy a better product in the end. We believe great companies sound negative because they focus on what they can improve, not on what is working. Our first question in every conversation with someone outside the company should be, what do you think we can improve? First, optimize for speed of results. When it is a success, figure out how to scale it. Most decisions are easy to reverse. Have the directly responsible individual make them without approval. Changing a proposal isn't iterating. Only when the change is rolled out to the users can you learn from feedback. If you have anything to add or would like updates on videos, please contact us. Also visit our website for updates.